Today is Monday, the 24th of June, and I'm glad you could join us. Hubert Ingraham, who's the Prime Minister, arrived back in the Bahamas following his first trip abroad as Prime Minister last Thursday. He came back in a feisty mood. He told the country that he has no fear of the election court petitions filed by the PLP. Bring it on, he said. He also reminded the country that he has the power to call elections. This is a clear threat that if the election court cases go against him, he will indeed call a general election. PLPs therefore have to be ready, and I am again urging all who have not registered to vote to go out and to do so. I'd like to also urge PLPs to begin regular financial contributions to the party. Contact Senator Jerome Fitzgerald if you want to contribute on a regular basis. The party is in need of funds to continue its work throughout the country. Now to turn to other matters. Following the Conference on the Future of the Caribbean, the U.S. White House issued a statement that it described as a joint statement between the United States and CARICOM. The statement listed the Prime Minister of the Bahamas as one of the heads of government who joined the consensus. Paragraph 5 of that statement has the Prime Minister of the Bahamas joining with other CARICOM heads, saying that the Caribbean Single Market and Economy, CSME, are a critical part of the development of the region to which the Bahamas is a part. This flies in the face of what the FNM has told the country, that it will not sign on to the CSME. In fact, saying that they weren't going to sign on to the CSME was a foolish boast in any event, since in February of 2006, I signed an agreement with CARICOM on behalf of the Bahamas, which exempts the Bahamas from the CSME. So there's no need for the FNM to do anything at all. But I point out now that Hubert Ingraham has joined the consensus that says that CSME is critical to the development of this region. So you have to ask yourself the question, if it is critical to the development of the region, why is the Bahamas, under his government, not joining the CSME? This is a government of contradictions. The lesson Mr. Ingraham and his hapless and know-nothing Minister of Foreign Affairs, Brent Simon, now know is that the Bahamas cannot function in the real world without CARICOM. Mr. Ingraham will be joining his fellow heads of government in their conference again from the 1st of July to the 4th of July in Barbados. The BBC has reported that Mr. Ingraham wants CARICOM to change its CSME focus to a focus on social issues. Good luck. He and Owen Arthur, the Barbados Prime Minister, have a good friendship, and he thinks that maybe that can help him. But Owen Arthur is the lead Prime Minister for CSME in CARICOM. It is therefore most unlikely that there will be any change in focus. Trade is the most important issue for all CARICOM countries, including the Bahamas. Let me turn now to a more domestic matter, and that's something which concerns me and concerns us a lot because, of course, we use this facility of the internet in the Bahamas to distribute this material. And that's really the state of the internet in the Bahamas. I raise this because I recently saw a set of ads by Cable Bahamas, the monopoly cable provider in the Bahamas, advertising their Coral World service. They asked the question, how fast do you want it? Blinding fast should be the answer. But the truth is, Cable Bahamas simply cannot deliver what it promises. If you try to access their service on a Sunday in particular, it is incredibly slow. What is even worse is that the company does not offer any support when there is a problem of the kind I've described. The same can be said for their competitor in the DSL business, BTC, the former Batelco. Many times BTC is down and there is no explanation from them, and you cannot get anyone from their so-called support department to help. The much broader point, though, is something needs to be done by some private provider to make sure that these services improve. The Bahamas cannot continue to depend on these deficient services for the internet. Further, there are complaints in this country about the lack of service in the public sector, but the broader point again is that Coral Wave is but one example amongst many others in the private sector where the service in the private sector is just as lousy as the service in the public sector. Thanks for joining us. That's it for now, and goodbye.